Good afternoon and warm welcome to everyone present here today, the media, our viewing audience, both local and abroad, the members of the executive. Welcome to this press conference called by the Dominica Cricket Association. My name is Dana Matthew, the secretary of the Cricket Association. And the last time we were here, we were pleased to reveal some of our cricketers who have been doing exceedingly well. And it is with much pleasure, I'm sure the rest of the board members would agree, for us to again hold this press conference to launch, post our elections, our new logo, and to give new exciting cricket updates to come. So without further ado, we'll hear some presentations from other members of the board, and I invite Mr. Clement Masler, the president, to begin the discussions.
Good afternoon, everybody. Run the video. All right, so good afternoon and welcome again to the press conference held by the Dominica Cricket Association. Over the past few days, we have been working very hard in ensuring that our plans and our programs for the advancement of cricket on Ireland are on par with what is required to get our players up to the level which we also hope that every player in the game would get to, which is the professional setup within the region. One of the new things that we decided to do is it happened over an extended period of time, but it's good that we're here today to launch the new logo of the Dominica Cricket Association, and we will do just that with the help of our guys. So please just be patient as we pull up this short clip. Hi, my name is Clement Maslin, President of the Dominica Cricket Association. The newly elected executive and I are determined to forge a new and exciting path forward for cricket in Dominica. We believe that one way in achieving this objective is by changing the face of the association with a brand new logo. As you will soon see, this logo clearly identifies us with vibrant colors of our national flag and a fitting cricket figure in great form. Today, we are pleased to reveal to you the new logo of the Dominica Cricket Association. So as you can see, this logo represents the cricket, it represents Dominica, and represents where we want to be with the signal or the symbol of a batsman playing an on drive, which is one of the most difficult shots to play. But once you can do it, it signifies that you are right up there in your form. So one of the critical areas that we also felt necessary to delve into immediately was our selection policy, and as such, DCA has developed and approved selection policy which will guide the process of selection to ensure that it removes that level of ambiguity in selection. It makes selection based on data. It makes selection more streamlined to ensure that the best team plays at every event. It ensures that our players are aware of the benchmarks that are being set, and it allows the DCA as the executive or the governing body to really maintain or monitor the progress of our players. So before, you would have players appearing very good talent, but they are unable to get up to the next level, and it was mainly because of their fitness and their will to continue working at the craft. And DCA saw it fit with the group of new members to ensure that we turn that page and ensure that our players are now in a position to continue improving in the game. And that will speak well for us at the various regional tournaments. And our players, once they are out on the field, they will be able to compete along with the peers and be the bright spark, so to speak, in whatever tournament that we take part in. And that is why we are looking forward to putting measures in place to ensure that we continue growing, and continuity is key, but we also want to assist the players in getting there. So, for example, the fitness policy is one we have taken up the approach where players would be expected to meet that benchmark of 30 on the yo-yo test for the senior men. For the senior women, the benchmark of 15. However, for the junior men and women, it would mimic that of the senior players, because we envisage that we want to encourage young players who are able to meet those benchmark, 30 and 15 respectively, male and female, that they are able to have a good bid to play on the senior team. So had we lowered that benchmark, it would not be possible for them to get selected onto the senior team. So that is one of the arrangements we have made, and we go on the premise that the younger individuals are able to get up to that mark easier than those who are of age, or those who are growing of age. So that is one of the key requisites for selection. Likewise, we have also taken the decision that selecting our teams earlier, putting our management committees together earlier, would help us in planning way ahead of those tournaments, and ensuring that players can have at least 3 to 4 months of training and fitness work, so that whenever the time for the team selection comes in, they are fit and ready to serve in that capacity. They would have selected times by the coaches to ensure that their fitness tests are done, and we can assess where they are at and put programs in place to ensure that they get up to that level. Likewise, the players, there's also responsibility on the players themselves. So we have taken the decision as a board to mandate every national player, or every person who is interested in playing for national team, ought to have a minimum of 3 hours of training every week. So that one may ask, how are we going to monitor that? The players would simply indicate their interest, and the coach and the management staff of that particular team would put on a program specific for that player, and the player would have to report to the coach as to their advancement, or if they have difficulty in it, and we are able to monitor that growth. So we are trying to make things a little more streamlined to ensure that our players get the best opportunities that we can offer within the limited resources that we have. All right. We also want to give a short update on the Premier League. Our Premier League should commence on the 1st of April. We all know it's All Fools Day, but we want to ensure that the cricket starts on time, and it can be a good start to a new executive as well, and a new cricketing season. We haven't had 2 days cricket for a while. Later on next week, we would have a similar setup where we discuss with the media the plans for that particular league, as we have a major sponsor who wants to come on board, and we're looking forward to that. There's also, DCA has also entered into an arrangement with Stonehill, where they would be able to outfit our senior men and women cricket teams with uniforms for various leagues, and we would have we buy standardized products like the balls. We had complaints of the hardness of the balls, and the possibility of it causing destruction to the gear of our players. We have looked into that and taken a decision to move ahead to ensure that we improve the product that we put on show. All right. So these are some of the areas that we wanted to bring out early as possible. I will now go back to the master of ceremony, as she would steer to the next speaker, as we would want everybody to have a input in this discussion. So thank you thus far, and over to you, Dana.
Okay, thank you very much for your words, Mr. President. Without any delay, I move to the first Vice President, Mr. Jamie John Baptist, who will give us a few more cricket updates.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everybody. Everybody tuned in to our press conference today, as this very urgent and an exciting item of the DCA new logo. Now, furthermore, we are, as Mr. President said, we are in the preparation of getting the under-19 team to the tournament in St. Lucia. That should be held from the April the 15th to the 22nd. This year, the tournament is going to be a 50-over tournament. The decision was taken, in the short space of time. And also we can say that players that are 19 are eligible to play this year. Also, in preparation for this tournament, we have selected a 36-member squad, training squad, who trains every day in Portsmouth with the coaches, respective coaches. But we have now trimmed it down to 20 players because, as you know, the time is approaching. April the 15th is like about 2 weeks away. So we have limited time for a lot of preparation, but we're trying to make it work. With the coaches, we have selected, as Mr. President indicated, we are taking a new course, having the coaches and the managers selected before the team is announced so that they can be blended with the team. So this year we have taken a decision to have the coach named as Mr. Ray Kazimi, the assistant as Mr. Vincent Kazimi, Vincent Lewis, sorry, apologies, and the manager Mr. Alec Raffa. This solid team we have put together, we have full confidence that they could bring forward the results we are looking for in terms of productivity, in terms of winning, and in terms of getting young players on the Windward Islands under-19 team. Furthermore, we also have in the streamline, well, it is confirmed that the Dream 11 Nature Island T10 third edition will be held in Dominica this year from May the 25th to June the 8th. I know everybody should be excited about that, judging from the past 2 editions we had, which was very successful in terms of viewership and bringing the people back into cricket once. Now, this year, if we are making a few changes to the format, we have the same 6 franchise. However, they'll be playing 8 games each as opposed to 10 from last year. This measure was taken due to financial constraints from the last 2 editions. So we had to sit back and readjust our plan so that we could be on the better side of things this time in terms of finances. So the cricket is going to be exciting, but it's just going to be a little bit shorter this year. Also, the Dream 11 is a module or a platform to get the financial pocket or the financial upbringing or the financial stability to the players. So we're trying to see how we can best get the financial packages to the players, get them in a better financial state this year, but we're not forgetting the other forms of cricket. But you can stay tuned for the Dream 11 third edition from May the 25th to June the 8th. I'll pass back to Ms. Dana.
Yes, thank you, Jamie. So as you can hear, lots of things coming up the next couple of months up until August. So Dominica is going to be busy with a lot of cricket playing. I want to now invite Ms. Ito, our PRO, to speak on women's cricket and give us an update on that.
Good afternoon, everyone, and of course to our viewing audience as well. As you know, that women's cricket has somewhat been dormant, and it is the intention of the Dominica Cricket Association to have revitalized the women's cricket in Dominica. If you have been at the last T10, you would have noticed that they had 2 franchises for women playing cricket in the T10 tournament. Therefore, going forward, we are preparing these ladies for an upcoming tournament in St. Lucia on April, that runs from April the 8th to the 15th, and the ladies are presently in training. The team will be announced pretty soon, and the team is being managed by Coach Sam Kernan and myself as manager, and like I said, pretty soon we'll be announcing the full squad that will be representing Dominica at this tournament in St. Lucia. Going forward, we are hoping that we intend to just bring women's cricket forward to the fore as it should be. So we are hoping that a number of ladies will show interest. And as you heard from the president, that the fitness test policy will be part in selecting our team. So, and ladies who are out there and interested in cricket, fitness is one of your main agendas when getting on board with the cricket teams. So we're hoping that we just bring women's cricket to the fore. There will be strategies in place to get the women's cricket movement going. Of course, as mentioned at the last AGM, there is a plan, a strategic plan in place, and pretty soon that will be biffed and launched so that we can get it going. So we're hoping that going forward, our women here in Dominica will be well represented, as Anisha Fontaine and Abini Seja, who are currently in Antigua at a camp, an Empowering Uprising Players Camp. So we're hoping to get more women out there playing cricket for us representing Dominica.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Kim. We want the women to again get excited about cricket in Dominica. So they have been training for the past Saturdays, and hopefully this Saturday a team will be chosen. We move on. I go back to Mr. President. He will speak a little further on a CWI Level 1 course that will be beginning in June. So he'll make some further remarks on that.
Yes, this would just be a brief update. As many of the coaches out there or people interested in coaching who have already done the child safety and the foundation, child protection and the foundation courses, we want to inform you that in the month of June there will be a level 1 course, and we want to encourage as many of those individuals out there to come in and get registered for that particular training. As we know, we have very limited coaches on island, and any move as that is highly welcomed, and we want to ensure that they come in and have an interaction with the secretary at the office and fill in the registration form and get ready for that very important training exercise. Likewise, as I'm here, I just want to take the opportunity again to touch on the senior men's cricket. The senior men's tournament will be held this year in September and running to the 3rd of October. And we have already taken decisions and put in a management and coaching team in place. The senior men's team will be managed by Mr. Pelham John Baptist, and the coach would be Mr. Phoenix Thomas. So those individuals, with these two individuals, and ensure that they can get themselves on the right direction in getting selected onto the national team and having the chance of moving forward. We took that position because we saw it fit as the DCA to organize our senior men's cricket in like somewhat of a semi-professional setup to ensure that our players get the best chances at advancing into the higher level. Because bearing in mind that the challenges that are affiliated with playing at that level, you need to be prepared early enough. And we know that the tournament is towards the end of September, but here it is today. We are being very proactive and to ensure that our players get themselves fit, get the required training, and put themselves in a better position to not only represent themselves, but we have to remember at that level you are also an ambassador for your country, and we want to ensure that whatever we put out there is nothing short of the best. And we are taking those steps. They may be tough. Some people may look at it as as a tough hill ahead, but we are ensuring that we put our best efforts in making sure that Dominica comes up at the top of cricket. Okay, we also want to remind individuals of the deadline for the registration for the Dream 11 tournament, which is from the 31st, which is on the 31st of this month. Those individuals who are willing to compete in that tournament, we want to remind you that the deadline is sometimes next week, the 31st, right? But while we're on that, I also want to take time off to congratulate Jelani Robinson, Gian Benjamin, Kamal Hamilton, and Delani Alexander, who have been selected in Grenada to take part in a T10 tournament there. It's our cricket. It speaks well for the efforts that DCA has placed in the Dream 11 tournament, that our players can be recognized and they can get selected at a regional tournament, well, at another country in the region. So it's very good for our cricket. There's a good sign. There's a signs of growth, and we need to celebrate the successes as they come.
Yes, so if Jamie, you want to say anything further? No? Okay. So at this moment, I think we have covered a lot this afternoon, and I ask if any members of the media,
Scotty. Yeah, okay.
if any members of the media want to ask any questions, you can direct it to any member of the board, and we'll be happy to answer as best as possible.
Just a quick question. With the reduction in matches in the Dream 11, how does that work out? That in terms of how the teams will play each other?
Yeah,
You're reducing from 8 to 6?
From 10 to 8.
10 to 8.
10 to 8. There would be one round where we would have a president, just because of the fixture, we would have a President's 11 match on that day before the finals. But we also considering doing the consolation match as well between 5th and 6th, but we haven't finalized those details, and those we sure as soon they are available, we will definitely put them up for the public.
Final question for me. Dr. Shallow is expected to take up the presidency of Cricket West Indies on the weekend. Just, words of congratulations or anything from the DCA? The DCA was looking forward to working with Dr. Shallow.
Yeah. Of the cricket, Dr. Shallow is always in contact with us at DCA. We're just waiting for the process to go through so that we could send out our congratulatory messages to him. And likewise, anybody else who puts their hand up to serve at West Indies Cricket. I think Azim Basarat is also for the vice presidency of West Indies Cricket, and we can just wish these two gentlemen well and hope that West Indies Cricket continue to move forward.
Mr. Nwagi Peters, VA Sports Lives. With regards to the National Cricket League, any updates in terms of when it starts, and also how much clubs or teams are there?
Yeah, good afternoon again. Where the National League is due to start April the 1st, that's next week, Saturday. Yeah, we're planning to have 7 teams are registered. So we'll have 7 teams, and it's one round of cricket. So everybody will play everybody once, round robin. They are the Granby Credit Union Colts, Summits Sports Club, St. Paul's Academy, Red Rock, Bramblers, North Portsmouth, Nagico Stars. 2 others, like.
How many you have?
5.
You have Go Sports Tremors, St. Paul's Academy. You have that? All right, yeah.
So, the venues will be Geneva and Granby, the Botanic Gardens, and Portsmouth, Benjamin's Park.
Yeah, we are working very hard in ensuring that Granby can have cricket, and it is something very important. Initially, we knew of the damage that was done, and we paid a site visit to Granby. It looks like the work is on course, and we want to congratulate those who have been working very hard in ensuring that this ground is in good form. And one has to take into consideration the pressures from the community, because everybody is bubbling about the successes that Ali Kafan has been getting as son of the soil from Granby, and it will be very exciting to see the turnout at those events and bringing the community together. And DCA is happy to be in a position to really push for those things to happen towards building the community and ensuring that new players and new talent from Granby can be inspired by their son of the soil, Ali. And this morning, actually, I came out, I had a number of calls from various individuals who are willing to step in and assist. So we can hope that the Granby community, we know them to be very community-oriented, can come out and support and lend the support in ensuring that the park is ready for cricket. And that would be 7 weeks of cricket, 7 weekends of cricket in Granby. And we all know that would be a very good festive environment for them to see their homeboys play in front of them. So it's good. We can just hope it pulls through. If not, we would have to, you know that immediately then our league would be a little more stretched, where we would have to juggle between 2 grounds, because the main venue, the Windsor Park Sports Stadium, is not available because of the works going on there with the lighting And so that is why it's so very important that we have those facilities in place that would really help develop the sport and develop our young people.
One last question.
Mr. Maggie, Mr. Peters, sorry. Just to confirm the 7 teams, we have Granby Creighton Young Colts, we have Summit Sports Club, we have Tremors, we have St. Paul's Academy, we have Portsmouth, we have Red Rock Bramblers, and then we have Marino. Blasters. These are the 7 teams.
One last question, as we on Alec Kavanagh and his progresses and successes, are there any things in place, billboards, things to celebrate him and to inspire our young upcoming athletes?
Well, we haven't gone down to that extent as yet. I'm sure whenever it is deemed absolutely necessary, we would definitely spare no effort in ensuring that it is done to highlight his successes. Remember when he went to the Youth World Cup and getting the most runs with an average of 109, if I'm not mistaken. He had the keys to the city, so to speak. We had a grand motorcade walk, and he had to walk the streets of Roseau, and everybody was cheering him on. So let's not forget that. Let's just remember that those of us who came out to cheer him, our cheers were not in vain, because many times we see individuals come and they disappear quickly, but he has been there, he's gone through a lot, and we just hope that whenever he gets to play that maiden test, that he will do exceedingly well, and we all will be so proud of, and we will hope that it would be soon and that it would be in front of a Dominican crowd. But let's just ensure we continue to support him at that level as he tries to get onto that senior team. So we can wish him well as well today.
Any more questions? Okay, well, at this moment, I invite our committee member, Mr. Anthony Scotland, to give the closing remarks.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chairman. I think cricket is back. You could feel the vibrations in the air now. I've not been too long with the association, but I find they have set a good platform and there's a good groundwork already on to promote cricket in Dominica. And as you see, they're looking to change their whole outlook, their logo. They're looking to look at a different logo. The selection policy, because one of the things I was always interested in that when we select people, there's criteria that is outlined, and the association now has put a policy in place where they can actually have the guidelines that people can know what this year wants from players, what this year wants from coaches, what this year from the captains. So I think this is a critical thing, and the fitness test of players, which is also critical for cricket. Because you see cricket right now playing all around the globe, and that means you have to be in top shape. You have to be fit to play this game. We see young the Premier League is back. So because Premier League is a couple years now, master, but 3 years we haven't had any Premier League. So it is nice to see that we can now have a two-day game, because I not really one of the proponents of the short version. I love my long version, and then develop the players from there. So it's good to see that players can now have the format to go there and bat. I was just watching a game that Lee Watson win was, and they were batting 105 so far, but 6. They almost scored over 400 runs on us. The number 5, number 6 and 7 batsmen. So the long version of the game is critical. And I think that cricketers will go for it. The other thing we're looking at for the youth players, the under 19, and the training of these players and the selection. Because I remember some months ago when I was selected as an under 19 player to play for Dominica. I mean, it's like selected and 2 days next day I have to be traveling. So no real gelling of the team. So if you can select the players and give them an opportunity so that they can work together, give them some time to develop their skill as a team, I think is a good idea. The Gym 11, Jamie, I think he was making a point. I think it is good for sustainability of players. Like it's provide them with some money, because the game is a very expensive game, cricket. It's not a cheap game like it is a football or a basketball. Cricket, when your gears alone is thousands. to put your full gear together. So the game is an expensive game and it is played, as you see, over a longer period. So I think Gym 11 can be a platform that gives players an opportunity sharpen their skills. And it's nice to see that our Dominican players can are now getting opportunities in other islands to play. So this is a good opening for the players that they can actually play a short version and capitalize on what comes out of it. Women's cricket is back, team. So our women have been lamenting women's cricket for the longest while. And even in the Caribbean, you can see it, our women are struggling. Globally, where I see cricket, globally, the women has developed and developed well. The Caribbean, we have regressed. So we can hope that with the starting of the cricket in the small islands and the other islands working together, that we can bring back women's cricket. And Master, I think you mentioned the silver level to cost and training for coaches, because we need to have a bigger pool of coaches. That is important for developing our players from the very young level, 8, 9, 10 years coming up. So that is opportunities again for coaches in the island, and we call on people to capitalize, take advantage of those opportunities, because as a coach, you can really make it big in the world also. So with those few remarks, and I must say it is kind of nice working with the team, and we can work together to develop cricket in Dominica. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you to all our listeners and viewers. We hope to see the community and everyone coming to support all the tournaments and leagues that you have heard about, and we can again continue to be excited about cricket in Dominica and the way forward. Thank you.
Thank you.